Mission to me is helping those who can't always help themselves and those who are in need, and we are equipped to go out and serve those who are in a great need. And to me, that is just helping people who are maybe not in a good way, maybe just need a friend to walk alongside of. It's those kind of people that get lost in the cracks.
Jim and I moved to Aliquippa zip code about 21 years ago, and we were told by kind neighbors that the post office is downtown, but be careful down there because it's not a really good area. And as we started going to church and getting involved more in our community, we saw that there was quite a bit of segregation. There was a separation between downtown Aliquippa and the Hopewell and surrounding area. So we were curious about that because we wanted to feel part of our community and our whole community, but we really didn't know how to access the other parts that we didn't see on a day-to-day basis. So we started trying to look for a church that would represent all the demographics in our area and couldn't find one necessarily. But eventually we ran into people from the Uncommon Grounds Cafe. And through our attendance and involvement in open mic night, we really got to know several of the regulars and people that come to the cafe. And we've enjoyed over the years just getting to know wave after wave of groups of people who are in our community, in our neighborhood.
Yeah, when I moved here to Center Township, I didn't know anything about Aliquippa, and except I soon heard that I shouldn't go there because I would get shot. But I saw all these cute little towns in Beaver County, and I wondered where Center's Main Street was, and didn't see one until I did come down Aliquippa and realized that that was my main street. And at the moment I saw that street, Franklin Avenue, for the first time, I just started to long for to find out what God was doing here in Aliquippa. And I think the thing that one of the things that motivates me a lot is just to ask the question, where in Beaver County is Jesus most likely to show up? And I actually think it's Aliquippa, that, Jesus wants to come where there are poor people. And Jesus wants to come where there's diversity of groups in their different ways, praising God and being involved in community. And so I actually think that Aliquippa is Beaver County's opportunity, and especially the churches of Beaver County's opportunity, and the place to be. And I just long to see the kingdom of God come here in Aliquippa, the presence of God.
Okay. I first heard about Aliquippa, well, first of all, I knew of the town growing up near and around Pittsburgh. I grew up in Moon, which I think is a different place than when you come to Aliquippa. It's just, you've grown up in Moon, Aliquippa is going to be a lot different to you. My mom moved here a few years ago, and so I started coming down here to see her. I'd come by, I heard about the cafe, I would come here. Pretty much my first impressions were that it was a town that had once been wealthy and something had happened, and now a lot of people were really struggling. And also, as a young woman, I was warned a lot to be really careful as I get out of my car, as I park somewhere, to have someone walk me to my car, to be really careful. And I had heard about all the dangerous things that had happened. But then I started going to the cafe, and I've gone there for several years now, off and on. And now, having been in the cafe, slowly I've started to learn about the people and the people that I've seen in the cafe. I've learned about, maybe some needs that I hadn't seen around me growing up, and becoming more aware of that. But then also, even recently, the past probably few months, I've started to notice, I first thought I was the more fortunate one coming into the cafe, that I had been raised, I didn't have to really worry about a lot of things. But then coming here, I started to notice I'm just like everyone else that's here. I have my own needs, and there's things that that I'm going through, and I see people around me that are struggling, but I'm really just like everyone else. I'm struggling in my own ways, and I'm looking for nourishment in my own way. So it's like I've come to the right place. I belong here too. So
Right now, I'm mentoring 2 girls from Aliquippa and their friends, and involved in just relationship, discipleship, and life on life experiences. And it's been a wonderful thing for me. I feel like they have more to offer me than I have to offer them, and it's been a huge growth experience for me. We've had some really good conflict, some real good fights. When I've said some things a certain way, they've become comfortable enough to say, "Why are you talking like that? Why are you saying that to me?" And I was able to really think about what I thought, where I was coming from, and why I was addressing them that way. It was really helpful.
I would encourage you to get involved with what's put around you. Maybe it's not exactly your opportunities to serve and volunteer. Maybe they aren't exactly what you're thinking of, or maybe they do put you in a weird spot. But I would encourage you to just give what you have that day. You'll never really be, I don't think you'll ever be in a perfect spot where you feel like you have all the energy and everything that it takes and the perfect whatever to serve people. I think a lot of times the stuff that's put around you, your opportunities to give, is a lot of time when it comes from a place where you feel that you need. So I think a lot of times we're put in situations where we give, and we ourselves are the ones that need to be given to. But I think God works through you and what you have. And I would encourage you to give out of what you've been gifted, and not to compare yourself to someone over here that might be doing a better job at it, or might be doing what you wish you could do. What you've done, what you give to people, even if it's not praised or not rewarded or not, doesn't seem like it's acknowledged, it is, even just talking to somebody and just hearing them could mean more to them than you actually know. So be encouraged that what you're doing is not a waste, and it's not forgotten, and you are doing big work, even if you feel like you're not being recognized for it or nobody's lifting you up for it. What you're doing is big.
We've really experienced a real richness in getting to know people. I was thrown in just volunteering in a youth group with 2 girls from Aliquippa, and I thought I was just going to be a Sunday school teacher to 7th grade girls, but it was just 2 girls, and through some changes in our schedule, it transformed into these 2 girls from Aliquippa coming to my house to dinner. So through our conversations and discussions, we really were able to clear up some of our misconceptions about how the other ones lived and what they thought. And the girls have become dear friends of our whole family, and we consider them another extension of us.
And it makes me think of Bobby downstairs. I see him at Walmart. I see him at Giant Eagle. I saw him at Dunkin' Donuts today. And it's just fun to see that even outside of the cafe, just knowing people in the community and caring about them and being a part of their lives. I think that a lot of people don't get involved because they don't know what it's going to be like. I think just having an open mind and trying something new, even if you don't know all the answers, I think that's a big part of just trusting God to provide and to show you where He would have you, and not to be paralyzed and think, well, God hasn't specifically told me to do this one thing, so I can't do anything, but just to put yourself out there and let Him lead you through those situations.
And you can do it too.
You can do it too.
You can do it too.
So you can do it too. Really. You can do it too. You can do it too.